It always starts with a single tap, a small, sharp sound against the glass of my bedroom window. You might think it's just a branch or the wind. That's what I told myself, too. But what do you do when the tapping returns, night after night, at the exact same time? What do you do when you realize it's not the wind, and it wants to get in? I'd been living in the house for about a month. It's an older place, tucked away at the end of a quiet cul-de-sac with woods backing up to the property. It was peaceful. The first time it happened, I was reading in bed. It was so faint, I almost missed it. I looked at the window, saw nothing but my own reflection in the dark glass, and went back to my book. An hour later, another tap. This time on the living room window downstairs. I muted the TV. Silence. I told myself it was just the house settling. Old houses make noises. That's what they do, right? But it wasn't just the house. The next night, it happened again. Bedroom window. Living room. Then a new one. A dull sound against the siding on the side of the house. This was different. This sounded like a rock. I jumped up, ran to the window, and peered out into the darkness. Nothing, just the shadows of the trees. The police were my first thought, but what would I say? Someone might be throwing pebbles at my house? They'd think I was crazy. So I did nothing. But the nightly visits continued, and they got worse. The taps turned into hard thuds. One night, a loud crack echoed through the house. I ran downstairs to find a spiderweb fracture on the kitchen window. That's when the fear really set in. This wasn't random. It was an attack, a slow, methodical siege. I started to feel like a prisoner in my own home. I'd watch the clock every night, my anxiety growing as it got closer to 11 p.m. when the first tap usually came. I told my friends, and they tried to be supportive, suggesting it was just local kids. But I knew it wasn't. There was an intelligence to it, a patience that felt ancient and cold. It felt personal. Have you ever had a fear that no one else took seriously? A feeling in your gut that something was deeply wrong, even when everyone else told you that you were just imagining things? Let me know your story in the comments below. I think we could all use a little validation. I decided I had to see who or what was doing this. I bought a cheap motion-activated camera and aimed it at the side of the house where the impacts were heaviest. The first night, I waited, watching the live feed on my phone. 10:59 p.m., 11 p.m. At 11:01, the feed went to static, just pure white noise. A moment later, I heard the first stone hit the wall right where the camera was pointed. I felt a chill that had nothing to do with the temperature. It knew. It knew I was watching. The next night, I tried something different. I turned off every single light in the house and sat in the pitch-black living room. The tapping started, but this time, it wasn't just on the walls. I heard it on the roof. Like footsteps made of stone, walking right over my head. I couldn't take it anymore. I sold the house at a loss, packed my things, and moved into a new apartment on the 3rd floor of a secure building. No woods, no dark yard, just city lights and the sound of traffic. For a month, there was peace. blessed, beautiful silence. I was finally starting to sleep again. Then, last night, I was woken up by a sound. It was small, sharp, and familiar. I held my breath, listening. It came from the window, my window, on the 3rd floor. I crawled out of bed and looked down at the street below. It was completely empty. Then, as I watched, a tiny pebble, no bigger than a fingernail, lifted from the sidewalk, floated silently up through the air, and tapped gently against the glass right in front of my face. It wasn't someone throwing the stones. It never was. So what is it? And how do you escape something that won't let you go?